Hey guys, it's Vlad, and I've finally gotten around to doing this video like I've been wanting to do for like 2 weeks, has it been? Yeah, actually even more, because apart from the big announcement that most of you probably know about, I also wanted to talk about this whole gaming slash streaming slash content creation thing. So there are things that I've actually been thinking about for a lot longer than that. As you can see, I don't have my usual DSLR setup here. I wanted to make this as quick as possible, plus I had some minor technical difficulties. So I'm doing this with my webcam, with OBS, and I have some notes in front of me so that I can go through this with as little editing as possible. I don't know how that's gonna go. Anyway, here we go. As you can see from the title, and as many of you already know, I have some news to share, and like I said, I have other things to talk about, mainly about this whole streaming and content creation thing. And yeah, let's try not going off on a tangent too much as I've been known to do in the past, but okay, first things first. A lot of you know that I've been trying to get a job and get into the IT industry for like ages. And I'm happy to say I finally found an internship. I'm not sure if internship is the right word. It's kind of like a trial plus a training period of 3 months, after which, if everything goes well, if I'm able to do the job well enough, I should be looking at a more permanent position. I don't know if internship is the right word. Anyway, tangent, stay on point. A lot of you saw the announcement on Twitter and Discord, but I want to elaborate on these in more detail in case someone's interested. The job is a front-end web development, so things like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and everything else that goes with it. Plus maybe one day ASP.NET and even Angular at some point, maybe, because that's what they do in the company. So far it's been really nice. I've been there for 2 weeks now almost, and it's a small, young, growing development team, kind of like a startup, and the guys there are, you know, pretty cool and easygoing, so far so good. Another cool thing is that because I was never sure whether I'll be able to actually get some kind of a developer job, I was also looking at non-dev jobs, you know, things like marketing and e-commerce and stuff like that. So I was kind of learning everything at the same time, which is not really the best idea. But now that I've found this, I have kind of a focus, like one main thing to focus on, instead of spending a bunch of time going, should I do this or should I learn this? Which, by the way, has been most of my life. And that's about all I can say about that, for now at least. I'll keep you updated. In fact, if you're interested in knowing more about me outside of the gaming slash streaming area, you can find some of that stuff on my latest Instagram account, at the new Vlad, because I went through a couple of them before. It's all part of this marketing research thing. Anyway, now on to the second item on the agenda. This one might be a little bit of a doozy. I've been streaming for about 2.5 years now, and it started off pretty much out of curiosity and as a hobby. Basically, it was something to do while I was studying, to have some kind of an outlet, so to speak. And most of the time I would just play a game, and occasionally someone would stop by and say hi, and occasionally they would stay longer, and that was awesome when it happened, and if it didn't happen, I was kinda okay with it. But to cut the long story short, 2.5 years later, I feel like I'm not that okay with it anymore, if you know what I mean. Streaming to a mostly empty chat when you're starting out is fine, but doing it for 2.5 years can get a little tiring, I suppose it might, for lack of a better word. Especially if you somewhere along the line realize that the part of it that you enjoy the most is not the games themselves, but actually the social aspect of it. The interaction with the chat and connecting with people and making friends and all that. So here's my main point. That wasn't even my main point. Here's my main point. Why am I doing the politician hand? What the Anyway, here's my main point. I've basically reached the point. I said point twice. Should have put more thought into this. So here's what I'm trying to say. I've basically reached the point, and I've been thinking about this for like months and months, a long time. I've reached the point where I was saying to myself, keeping this up and still doing it the same way over and over is not making much sense anymore. I feel like I should either quit, A, or B, completely change my approach to everything, start taking it way more seriously and professionally, like utilize everything I've learned about digital marketing and content creation over the years in school and outside. Rebuild and revamp everything from the ground up, start building original content on other platforms, and come up with the whole new and unique-ish concept for a live show. Because don't get me wrong, it's not just about my channel not being particularly successful or active. It's also about me still basically just sitting down and playing games most of the time like a million other people do. I wasn't challenging myself creatively, so I mean, why would it be successful? I wasn't bringing much to the table. I wasn't doing anything particularly original or unique. I wasn't bringing much value to people. I wasn't actually creating something. So it's completely understandable that it wasn't doing all that well. I do realize that it's all on me, which is actually why for the past several months I spent a lot of time thinking, if I can't do it right, should I be doing it at all? I mean, I could just play games off stream if that's what I'm doing most of the time. I felt like I needed to do something more, something more meaningful, more valuable if I was to keep doing it. So the other problem was figuring out the what. Like I said, I spent a lot of time studying social media and content creation, so I kind of know the how, which basically revolves around creating original content on other platforms like blog and vlog, and covering text, video, and audio, and repurposing that core content for different platforms, and somehow fitting a live stream into all that, into that entire ecosystem. But the other question is what? What would this new content and this new live show actually be? That's also something I've been thinking a lot about, and after it's been cooking for a while, I kind of got a rough idea of what it could be. And to be clear, this whole thing I had in mind is a pretty big undertaking. It requires stuff like starting my own website, writing content for blogs and blogs, editing, making pictures, starting, accounts on all kinds of social media, maybe even trying to do some interviews or podcasts, and doing a new live stream show at least somewhat regularly, which, by the way, would need to be revamped, like with new overlays and scenes and all that stuff. So I was a little scared to do it even when I was unemployed. But since life has a really funny sense of timing, as we all know, just when I started to realize what I could be doing here, I finally got that job opportunity that I've been trying to get for years. So the question is, now what? It's only been 2 weeks-ish, so I don't like to make any definitive decisions yet. But I'm not sure there is physically enough time in a week to do it all. So yeah, now we're back to that old question. If I can't do it properly, if I can't do this whole new cool project that I've been thinking about. I don't know why I said cool, it might only be cool in my head. Anyway, if I can't do that, should I be doing it at all? I mean, it's taken me ages to just do this video. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't like making definitive announcement because things change and I might feel differently in a month or 3 or whatever. And I don't want to be like, hey, remember that thing I said I wasn't going to do anymore? I kind of want to do it again. Or the other way around. That would look kind of lame. But if I don't go back to streaming ever again, at least now you know why. At least I think. I hope I made myself at least somewhat clear and not totally rambly, which is what I usually do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I won't keep you any longer. And I don't know, if you have any thoughts or any suggestions or anything that you want to share with me on these topics, let me know. And I'd love to hear them. And as I said, if you want to keep in touch with me or you're interested in more about my job or other IRL stuff, you can follow my personal Instagram account, The New Vlad. I post stuff about programming and photography, traveling, cons. Like, that will be the place I'd be posting stuff about TwitchCon if I was going, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be happening, at least not here. Anyway, yeah, enough rambling. Thanks for watching, and I might see you around, hopefully. Bye-bye.